Let's go. Yeah, let's go.
Loke is a snake.
Yeah, let's go. Let's just go.
I feel
just
good.
go. Yeah.
Okay,
We're going.
live?
Let's all discuss
Are we live?
our issues that we have with Loke. Let's discuss our issues that we have with Loke
live?
because
I
have a list of grievances.
Yeah, I think we all do.
We all do. We all
Yeah.
do.
You
It's
know
us
what?
against Loke.
We will have a section just for that this week. Just for that, Coach. Welcome.
Fantastic.
Greetings and salutations, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the 46th installment of Bull Sitting on TSWS Gaming. This week we have the ESA being ditched by the big three, God of War Ragnarok continuing to make bank, and Electronic Arts canceling the closest thing to a sequel for Titanfall 2. I'm your host, Loke7, and joining me today is the lovely Cozy Beluga. Hello, Cozy.
Yeah.
Okay, the
Give me
incomparable
a acknowledgement.
The incomparable Ham Solo.
Yeah, you're supposed to do it like this.
Oh Lord.
That's not sophisticated enough for me.
Someone mute Cozy. We also welcome ever consistent Matt Likes Games.
Hello.
And
King Liquor of Games.
Special guest for this week. The man that always sets the chat on fire, Sour Blow Gaming. Welcome, brother. How are you doing?
Doing great. Thank you so much for having me here. It's an honor being here with you guys.
Now that Luke got you here, he's finna drill you. You
need to turn your volume up a bit, just a smidge.
They're deaf in Texas.
Too Big is up in the house. Welcome. Well, always know what.
Why don't you just right click on his name and just turn him up your damn self? Because I can hear him just fine.
Because Texans don't know how to use technology. We know this.
That's all. Again, another fact about Texans.
It is fact.
Cozy.
Welcome, Cult Classic Cage. Hope you're having a good one. Hustle and Motivated says hello, welcome. Oh, Shes, how you doing, my brother? Mr. Joanna Dark, welcome.
Oh yeah.
One of these days, we need to get you on here.
We do, absolutely.
Thanks for coming through, Doom.
Why? So we can talk about the Switch. Ugh.
I'm sorry that you have inferior taste, Ham. Sorry.
The Switch is the strongest console.
That was a Freudian slip. You wanted to say superior taste. Settle it down, all right?
No, shut up. Go back to Texas where you belong.
Sure, Cozy. Well, obviously, Sour Blow Gaming is new to the show, so we have to break him in, and we have to ask the three super, super easy questions that we ask all our special guests.
What's your favorite flavor?
What is the best game of all time in your opinion? Question number 1. Go.
Oof. The best game of all time? That's a hard one right there.
Don't let him know it's Ark. It's okay. We won't.
I gotta go with. I'll go with Chronos Trigger. That would be for me.
That is the best game of all time.
For me, yes, it is. I love it.
Okay, please quantify it.
What was that?
Explain. Expagorate.
Well, I'm a huge fan of RPGs. I recently played The Witcher 3, which is also like up there.
Fantastic.
But I guess I'm a little bit biased because of the nostalgia I had back then when I played Chronos Trigger. It was probably my favorite RPG back then. And I still think to this day, it's one of the best RPGs of all time. So that's my answer.
You have to explain to Loke because he doesn't understand real gamers.
Yeah, I think Mr. Joanna Dark in the chat's just capping for Loke right now.
No, Mr. Joanna Dark knows why.
Judging by that comment, it looks like Mr. Joanna Dark doesn't, and that's not good. That's not good. You don't like to see that. I love you, Joanna Dark.
Came through with a proper response. Tetris. This might just be the best ever. Seriously.
No.
Listen, if it's Tetris with that connected, yeah.
Don't support Loke. Never support Loke. He's always the bad guy.
Whatever. Next question. Sour Blow. What's the best console of all time? Go.
The best console of all time?
Yeah.
Does it have to be a console, or can I just say PC?
No, it has to be a console.
Oh wow. I haven't I haven't experienced that many consoles. And do you mean the hardware itself or a combination of the hardware
So
with the games?
It's
First
whatever
off-
you want it to be.
first
Just what
off,
console you're
this
like, I love.
This is not one of those console fanboy podcasts, and you know this, dude. You know we don't roll like this.
No,
We
definitely.
don't sit here and tell people if you've only played 2 consoles, then your opinion is not valid about what's the best console. If you've only played 12 games, then your opinion is not valid about the rest of the games in existence. Because to ask someone to give you an opinion only after they've experienced everything is an impossibility. All right. So from what you've played, what's the best console of all time? Go.
Well, the reason why I asked is because, for me, hardware wise, the better console is probably the Xbox Series for me. But in terms of how much I enjoyed with the games and everything, it would be the N64. Even though I don't think it's
Hey, I ain't
That
mad
is
at
valid.
you.
That is beautiful.
Yeah,
It is
that
you.
ain't
This
mad
is
at
all
you.
about you.
I'm not gonna fight you on that one.
The amount of hours that I've spent in WrestleMania 2000 alone, I'm not mad at you.
Can we all agree
Wish
that
I
Glover was
had an
really
N64
boring,
when I was a
though?
kid. My parents wouldn't give me one because the
Yeah.
games
What
were
was
too
boring?
expensive.
Glover.
I thought the control wasn't the best, but other than
The
that,
No, the control
controller-
wasn't.
No, the
wasn't.
controller was designed so that you didn't have to worry about how you held the controller.
Because it looks stupid no matter what.
Because
So there's no correct way to hold it.
Exactly. It doesn't
and
look
that's
right.
what made that's what made it great. It was kind of
Everyone's right.
it
Look at that
optimized
thing.
stuff.
Everyone's
It
wrong.
optimized
That's fine.
itself. For example, I remember the original Xbox controller. I went over to someone's house and you want to play some whatever game on Xbox? And I was like, sure. And I was like, what are my tiny child hands supposed to do with all this controller?
Everyone's that Duke controller is my favorite controller of all time.
Sorry that you're a
Xbox-
massive
Xbox
man, and you were always a massive man. But some of us weren't.
Well, hold on
and
now.
He's a
didn't know
man.
how to
He's a
hold,
man.
but with our
hold on,
child-sized hands.
because when I got the Xbox, I was only about 9 years old, so I wasn't a massive man at 9 years old.
He was the size of the small
sure.
man.
I was a tall boy at 9 years old.
You were probably the size of me at 9. Okay.
How tall are you?
5'3".
Okay.
Okay.
See,
yeah.
Speaking
you
of
didn't
size-
deny. See, yes. Now I can
Maybe.
hold one. I could hold one successfully now.
That's
but
fair. That's fair.
Little
That's
me
fair.
could not hold that controller because I was it's really big. I was a lot smaller.
Cozy. This sounds like innuendo, and YouTube does not like innuendo in the first 30 minutes. So I need you
We're
to keep
talking
it
about
together
controllers.
for the
You
next 30
are a
minutes.
nasty
freak.
human being.
I'm the problem. I'm the problem.
You
I'm
are
not
the
reading
problem. Yes,
comments
Hey,
from YouTube.
hey,
innocently
I'm
hey.
not
talking about
reading DMs
controllers.
from YouTube. No, Cozy. The guys at YouTube are nasty. All right, they're the ones sending me these DMs. Anyways, last
They must
question.
be.
Sour.
They must be.
What is the best current console? And I guess you already answered the question, right? The best current console. Go.
yeah, I'll say the Xbox Series. And if I had to be specific,
Which one? The X or the S? Which one?
if I had to be specific, I would
It's both
actually
of 'em.
go with the S right now.
Let's go. Let's
The
go.
S it's super affordable.
Yeah.
Kick him out. Kick him out.
Yeah.
Mine is
Get him out of
amazing.
here.
And
You're
it's
not lying.
unbelievable
You're not
what
lying.
it's capable of doing.
You're not lying.
I love you, Sour. Keep going. Just dig into
this
that
He's not
pony's
lying.
throat. Just
he's
dig
not
into
lying.
it.
He's
Yeah,
telling the
like
truth.
if you look at the two powerful consoles, the PS5 and the Xbox Series X, they promise so much, and
Yeah.
at the end of the day, they haven't really delivered on that aspect. Yeah, the Xbox Series S, it's it has so many games that run at 120 FPS, 60
Yep.
FPS.
More than the PS5. More than the
It's only
PS5.
3
Okay,
months.
you
I
know what?
actually got two of them.
Thanks
You
for
got
your
Loke.
input
You
on
got
this.
Loke feeling some
But I'm
type
gonna
of
stop
way,
the
and I
show.
tell you what, I'm hyped.
But
Let's
before-
go.
Before Before we start the show, before we partake in this week's session of digital savagery, ladies and gentlemen of the panel and in the chat, please help me and give a round of applause to Mr. Ham Solo that this past week had an interview with the father of Xbox.
Just now he's too good for the rest of us. Now he's too good for the rest of us.
Deserves it. Seriously,
that was celebrity.
Yeah, he's a celebrity. He's too good for the rest of us. He's gonna start pretty much throwing us to the wolves.
You're already on our page. You're watching. Go to the playlist. Go to Behind Them Sticks and click on the last episode. After you fall in love with Ham Solo chopping it up with Seamus Blackley, please go ahead and watch all the previous episodes. This was wild. Seriously. Classic King says Ham Solo is a G. For real, the man is gangster. Killing it. Seamus motherfucking Jesus. Man, I'm losing it right now. I'm
First 30 minutes, Loke, you need to relax.
Today I'm Han Solo's girl. I got my pom-poms and everything, bro. I'm doing the dances. Well done, dude. Seriously.
I appreciate it, brother. 100%, Thank you for the shout out. Yep.
K Mega, welcome to the chat. It says Loke 7, the IGN PS informant. IGN?
Let's go.
We already all know Loke is a snake.
He said PlayStation informant.
All right. Rosie, I'm not even gonna ask you if you're feeling rosy today.
I'm feeling intensely rosy.
See, you can't even say the word.
Anyways, you know what? I'm gonna punch you.
You will try.
Yeah.
Good.
I would try.
You will give it a good old college try.
And then I'll cry publicly and make you look bad. I'm sorry.
You just have to go down south, cuz you just have to go down south. Just a few states and you can get them.
Whatever. K says I look at the Series S with a barf face. Yes. Just
and so beautiful. It's like, could you imagine like years and years ago having a console that's like yay size doing all that? Could you? You couldn't.
Cozy, size matters. People that say it doesn't is because they don't have it. Let's keep it moving.
I'm saying, why do you?
Oh my God!
We're talking about consoles. He's talking about innuendo. We're talking about consoles. Come on.
No more innuendos, Loke. Come on.
I don't think that's
practice
true.
what you preach, bro.
I have a pretty good PC, and I play more on my Series.
And Xbox won't be at the show this year. This is from Game Rant. So the ESA statement focuses on reaffirming support for ReedPop, the partner it hired last year to organize the event, opting not to comment directly to the loss of Sony, Nintendo, and Microsoft. The ESA highlighted ReedPop's history of hosting events such as PAX and Comic-Con. E3 has fallen that far, guys. They're comparing themselves to lowly Comic-Con. It goes on to claim that ReedPop has made strong progress in reshaping the event, receiving significant support from companies invested in it. Significant? Okay, fine. Cozy, what's your take on this?
My take on this is, I think, E3 without, the big three can still be successful. I think, but I like to hear, and this is actually what I like to hear, is them reinventing how they do things to keep it fresh, to work with what they've got. And as long as they do that, they can keep themselves. You don't necessarily need the big three, I think.
Ooh, they can survive without. Okay. Sour Blow, what's your take on this one?
It all depends. Like, I still I see E3 was actually on a kind of like in a downfall. Every year we kept seeing kind of like less and less content. If you look at the last 2 years, it was probably Xbox and maybe one other publisher that actually like really showed games. And it costs a lot of money for them to actually like be at E3 and all the presentation. So I don't know if E3 will actually be able to sustain itself if the bigger publishers and company don't continue to like support them. So I think a little bit on the contrary. I think they do need the bigger companies supporting.
Okay. E3 is dead. Matt, what's your take on on the response from E3?
I feel like E3 doesn't need them, but they very much greatly benefit from having them there. I also don't feel like, because the last few years, Xbox has been, I mean, like at that time, Xbox does their show. Nintendo might do something around that time, but like that whole week is kind of that moment in gaming where it's like, especially with Xbox, they go to that place. Granted, not in the same theater, but like they go to that place, so it brings people to that place who might just be there for Xbox, but then also kind of experience E3 as well. And whether they're a part of E3 or not, I think that still helps. So I don't think they're doomed or anything. I think they'll be fine.
They'll be fine.
They'll be fine.
Okay. Amity, what are your thoughts on this response from the ESA?
Amen.
Empty's
Hello,
gone.
Ham?
He's
Your
he's
mic.
muted.
Sorry about that. No, I was saying I honestly think it's too early to tell. Is what I was trying to say just a moment ago. I mean, we could speculate all we want, but I think they're gonna at least be set for the next few years.
Yeah.
I think obviously when we heard about this, they've been new about it. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And when you get these
Yeah.
kind of venues, I don't think you can just get it, just once in a while, These are like waiting lists that happen on these kind of venues and stuff like that. So I think that they would possibly be fine at least this year and next year. But I think the big telling part is how are those ticket sales? We'll know
Yeah.
after like if they don't like sell out or do at least big numbers, then they're gonna see the sunset approaching. But I feel like we should save our speculation until after E3 to see how it performs before we get too far in the mud with it.
Okay, so to that point, I was going to ask, like, is anyone here interested in going to E3 this year or next year?
I'm going.
I
Yeah.
am. I mean, I probably won't be able to, but I definitely am. And I think
Yeah.
that for me, especially as now someone working on a game, I'm definitely interested in going.
I'm definitely
Okay.
interested in
Matt?
going. Definitely not this year, but I mean, going to E3 would, in general, would be kind of like a dream for me. Be like a dream come true for me. Especially if we could actually get like PlayStation having their own event. If everybody was a part of it, that'd be fantastic. But is what it
Or
is.
like at the same time?
Yeah, that would be absolutely fantastic. But I mean, I would still love to go to E3 someday. 100%.
Okay. Sour Blow, you going
Yeah,
this year
I'm
or
in
any year in the future?
I'm in the same page with Mike. I would love to go, but hopefully, it
You
picks
mean
up
Matt?
again. Matt, sorry.
I do that all the
Sorry
time.
about
I
that.
do
It's
it
so
all
funny
the time.
because Ham always says Mike. Ham always says Mike. And I'm just fucking used to it.
Well, we have Mike that we kick it with every day. So
Yep.
Mike now. That's it. I'm calling you Mike, Matt.
No,
You're Mike now.
no, you're not.
Matt.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully, it picks up again, and it gets more support and it gets bigger, and then eventually,
That's what
I
you
would
said.
like to go.
Okay.
Sorry, what was that?
Nothing.
Oh.
As I
So
said, that's
for
what she
me,
said.
I actually wanted to go this year, but a lot of stuff's happening, like a lot, on a personal level. Ham, you know what's cutting. So this year is gonna be a literal impossibility. But I've looked into like the finances of going, and it looks reasonable. And my plan is to go next year. And I would absolutely love to have one episode, at least one, of bullsitting with me, Ham, Cozy. Just one in person. We'll find a corner. I don't know where. We'll find a random ass spot, sit our asses down. Matt will fucking film with his phone or something. And then we'll do bullsitting just once in person. I think that'll be fun. And then
Yes.
Cozy doesn't have to threaten violence. You could just reach
Exact
over
it.
and try. And then we see what happens.
Excuse me, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Nothing.
Oh
If I
man,
attack you,
that's
you're
an
just gonna be
interesting
attacked.
threat right there.
I'm not the one here threatening violence to the other person on
No,
a weekly
I'm
basis.
promising. I'm not threatening. I'm
Sure,
promising.
sure. I'm
There's
just
a
saying.
difference.
I think it would be an amazing experience to have it on video that you were the one who tried first, and then whatever happens, happens. Sir X-Men says one more time. I think E3 should be in a different city each. No,
I
no,
actually do agree with that.
I
Lord.
also.
I wouldn't
All
be mad
right.
at that.
I
It'd be
actually do. So
cool.
like
Why?
It'd be cool, but the expenses on something like that, as I was talking, Sir X-Men, you were actually in that podcast as well. We were talking with Mike Mullis, and he was like, "Dude, like the reason E3 is where it is because Silicon Valley is right up the fucking road. So, like,
yeah.
if you're asking them to go to fucking Charlotte, you're out of your fucking mind.
What I'm
Like, they're
what I
not
think
gonna do that.
no,
Every
what I'm
year, a new
saying
city.
is E3
Let's send
follows
them
an
to
old
Denver.
model.
That'd be dope.
E3, like, why it can do that now, I think,
Denver
is
be dope.
because, especially with the big three backing out, they've backed out.
Oh, Lord.
So they're not going to be there anymore. And what you have is a lot of studios nowadays, it's 2023. It's not like way back when. A lot of studios might not even be there because they don't have to be there. Like, in fact, there's a big exodus from that area specifically because it's expensive. So a lot of studios that don't need to be there, they don't have to be there. So without, Nintendo, Microsoft, Sony, do you really need to have a place specifically there?
Well, if E3 is serious about moving, then the first city they should go for outside of LA is Abuja in Nigeria. Do it,
Oh
E3.
my god, you're
Do
out of your
it.
mind.
It'll be
That's so
Hey,
fast.
random.
I get
They
my
just-
passport. I get my passport and go to Nigeria.
You do what, Cozy? They wouldn't let you pass the airport. The
Why?
hell?
Well, of course
Anyway,
they would. I'm innocent.
no, just no. They wouldn't let you through. Let's move on. The death of E3 has been officially canonized right here on TSWS Gaming. Let's move on. God of War passes massive new sales milestone. So God of War Ragnarok continues to sell spectacularly well as the sequel passes another major milestone only 3 months after release. The last sales figures reported by Sony had God of War Ragnarok sitting at 5.1 million units sold in its launch week of November 2022. That number has more than doubled since the game came now having sold over 11 million units worldwide just over 3 months after release. This makes God of War Ragnarok the fastest selling PlayStation Studios title ever.
Oh yeah.
Sour Blow, what are your thoughts on God of War Ragnarok just destroying every other exclusive PlayStation game that's ever come out?
I mean, right now, if you look at Kratos has become kind of like the mascot of PlayStation. So it's kind of like it's not surprising in a way because of how big the previous one was. Everyone was uh hyped for this game. They were waiting for this game. So I
Yeah.
wouldn't say it's not really surprising, and based on I haven't played it yet, but based on people that I know that have played it, it seems to be well deserved. That's yeah.
Okay. So from what you've seen, it looks like a game that warrants being the highest selling of all time.
Yeah. I mean, it's up there. Like, it's definitely like if you look at it, like it was a lot of like when I looked at the internet, like people that I trust, not like the fanboys or nothing like that, but people that I actually trust. Like, sure, most of them maybe had Elden Ring as game of the year, but there were a lot of people that I trust that had them neck and neck. So I would say that it definitely deserves that.
Okay. Cozy, tell us
Yes.
how much you don't care about God of War destroying these sales records.
It's good. I mean, for fans, I don't like any game that fun skippable cutscenes, so it's not my type of thing. But it's good for fans. Yeah.
Wow,
point.
that was very tepid. I didn't think you were going to be so gentle.
It's not my type of game. That
Man, that
doesn't make
was
it a
a
bad
beef
game.
jerky ass steak right there. That shit was dry.
What? What am I supposed to say? I don't think so. I cannot like a game and be like, good for that game. It doesn't do it. It checks off the list of what it's supposed to do, and so it's a good game, right? By those metrics. It's not a game I care about or will ever play. So
But the
can't really say
cutscenes,
anything else
Cozy,
about
the
it.
cutscenes.
I don't care.
Right.
I don't. If you make unskippable cutscenes in a game, I'm not going to play it. I'm absolutely not going to play it. Sorry.
All right.
What
So,
if they made the
since you're talking
cutscenes
about the
skippable?
cutscenes, go ahead, tell us.
I could play
What are your
it.
thoughts on God of War just killing the sales?
I made a post on Twitter about this actually, and I was like, I actually retweeted something that Gaming Forte said, and he said, "Ain't no like this is a great thing for God of War, but let's not pretend that they weren't shipping the game with." With the
Thank
console, with
Thank
the
you.
console to make some of these sales and whatnot, and then person that's in the chat right now, Doomsayers, sent me a tweet saying that Benji Sells said that the game was mostly purchased by people that own the console. They didn't get it with the console.
That's fucking
And
insane.
I don't exactly buy that. But I will acknowledge that PlayStation 5 does have 30 million consoles out right now. So it's not insane, but the way that they counted the numbers for the original Last of Us was suspect.
Ham.
I'm getting under Luke's skin. Let's go.
Game sales are game sales. Don't get technical,
Well,
right? Because if we get technical, then we have to cut a whole bunch of Halo sales that were bundled with their previous consoles. So let's not get technical.
Well, I mean, like nobody cares about Halo sales because it's in Game Pass. That's
I'm
the
not talking
thing.
about Infinite. I'm talking about
Oh,
all
you're
the
talking
other
about like old Halo 3 and shit.
crazy that sold crazy numbers.
Well, that's because it sold crazy numbers.
Sale is a sale. That's what I'm saying.
That's fair. That's totally
I mean,
fair.
you're right. A sale is a sale, and a
Yeah.
PS5 sale is a sale. But are they being counted together or separate?
1,000%.
And
1,000%.
And that is still something that has me curious. I'm not knocking the swag because I mean, hey, if I was looking to get a PS5 and it had God of War on it, I'd be like, yeah. So I'm not saying, yo, don't do that. I'm saying like, duh, do it. But I'm also wondering how that factors in to this. Whether it is 6 million of it or if it's 3 million of it. Like, I'm just wondering where the line was crossed, where the PS5 sold it for it, and where it sold itself. I know this game obviously will sell itself, right? It's a fire game. It's fantastic. But I'm just wondering where that balance was and how that got counted. Because we already know that people were just, I mean, come on. Horizon Forbidden West, Doom Cutie. I had her on my show, Behind Them Sticks. Doom Cutie, excellent content creator. She bought the Horizon Forbidden West PS5. Game's still in the wrapper. She doesn't want to play it.
Don't need to.
I wonder if that counted. You know what I'm saying? I'm wondering if that counted.
But they sold it, bruv.
Yeah, they sold it.
I'm not disputing that.
I think if we spend too much time looking at technicalities, then okay, then people can now start looking at all kinds of technicalities. Like if we start looking at was it bundled, then we say okay, what about digital versus physical, and then we just keep chopping up, and then do we even have a number that people can agree on based on the fact that everyone can chop up which section of the sales counts for them? Why are we even having this discussion? So for me,
well, I'm only having this discussion. Look, just to answer you real quick, I apologize. I'm only having that discussion is because it's the same BS discussion, because it is a BS discussion. You're right, Lo. You're absolutely right. It's silly, sure.
I'm always right.
But that same discussion is being had with any game that hits Game Pass for Xbox. Oh man, this game just doesn't matter because it's just Game Pass fodder or whatnot. No. I mean, in my opinion, Hi-Fi Rush shut that down real quick.
Well, and to that point, it's like the reason why Ham's point matters is to that very same point. People with Game Pass, what they'll do, I've seen a lot of it, and people I follow do it a lot, where it's like, oh, I see everybody praising Hi-Fi Rush, but look at these completion numbers. It's like, you know how many people played that in Game Pass just because they heard of it, and they're like, oh, I don't like that game. And so they don't.
Some people like a game and don't finish it.
Yeah, sometimes people like a game and don't finish it, or they're just busy. Or they're just
I have a lot of games that
dude, I have a life. I have a career.
You have a life. Like you're not going to just sit there and just sit around and play. There are games where I'm like, you know what? I've got things to do. Like there are games that I love and I sing the praises of, and I still and like another thing I do, especially when I love a game. Sometimes I save that last sliver of the game for another day because I'm not ready to finish.
That's what I've done with Mass Effect 3. I mean, holy shit.
When I got to the final mission, it gave like the little warning that says go and do the other stuff because this is it. This is the crescendo. I was like, yo, I'm now going to just deviate from the main story and I'm gonna do all this side stuff. And then even when I finished, I still gave it like 2 or 3 days where I'll just log on to the game and I'll just ride around because I know myself. I know as soon as I finish this mission, I'm uninstalling and I'm moving on in my life. And I was still enjoying the game. So I was trying to stretch it out just that little bit more. So I definitely understand that. Let's quickly go to the chat. Osha says 11 million ain't that much. Nintendo games do that in their sleep. Halo used to do that on a slow day when sales mattered.
Oh my god. Yeah, that's a little that was
to be fair,
extremely brave to say.
Nintendo is different because people buy a Nintendo console to play Nintendo game.
Yeah. They don't buy third party.
They don't.
Doom says Zuby and William have confirmed those were not console sales. I don't know who these people are. I'm guessing by mentioning them, it must add some validity to what you're saying, Doom. But I
know
don't
Zuby Tech. I don't know who William is. I don't know who that is.
All right. Is this Zuby Tech guy like a fanboy or someone that just follows the numbers?
I honestly couldn't tell you. I see him pop up on my timeline from time to time. I really don't know. But I still don't believe that they wouldn't count that. I still anybody could say it doesn't count. I still
I'd have a hard time believing, oh yeah, this doesn't count at all. But we charged you more for that console. Like what?
Yeah.
How does that make
like,
any
well,
sense? Wait a second.
It's like exactly. If that didn't count, then why did you charge me an extra $60 for my bundle? What'd that $60 go to? If it didn't count. So
Zeus knows. Only Zeus knows.
Excuse yourself, sir. 70.
1,000%. Oh, okay. So Asante says 1,000%. They're counting them as sales.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Ham. Yeah, dude, that interview was wild. That was crazy. Doomsayer says so. Astrobot would be the biggest selling PS game with 32 million sales.
That's
but
not the same.
It's not.
That came installed on the console. The God of War didn't come installed on the console.
Oh god, Usher's getting nasty. He's getting messy in the chat. It says, "What's the completion rate in God of War Ragnarok?"
It's probably like
know.
40%.
God of War Ragnarok's fucking fantastic. I love that game.
I feel like some people, there's some games that I just feel people complete out of like peer pressure. Like I think a lot of Xbox people finished Halo Infinite not because they were like enraptured in the campaign, but they had to do it. And I think a lot of
that campaign was amazing.
So I'll be honest, as a non-Halo fan, like
I'm not trying to
the only Halo campaign I've enjoyed was Reach. I actually like Infinite's campaign. Like,
yeah, it's very
that was
nice.
like the best campaign since Reach.
I thought that was a bad comparison.
Bad comparison.
Halo though? Like you use a game Halo as like now if you would have said Halo 5, I would have agreed with you. Sorry.
Yeah, Halo 5 was shit. Halo 5 was terrible.
I'm Solo. Those side missions, not the main campaign. I'm talking about them those random side missions.
Fun.
I enjoyed the crap out of them, but I can see a lot of people. I can imagine a lot of people skipping that shit because they're not really down that much with the whole Halo thing. I think a lot of people just ran through just the main thing so they could have the achievement of saying this person I finished Halo.
Silly true. Like I play a lot of games, and I'm like, I play a lot of games where I'm like, I'm not doing all that shit. I play a lot of games where I'm like, I'm not doing all that shit. Even if a game I like, I'll be like, I'm not doing all that shit.
Asante's point on the last one is pretty interesting.
Let's see this.
Okay, it was the hugest selling game out there, and that was bundled in as well as sold separately. Okay, we need to get someone from PlayStation to come in. Okay, maybe even
Wii Sports.
Well, the thing is,
they might be capping.
The thing is, nobody would ever say, "Yeah, we juiced the numbers with that." Like, no one's ever going to tell you that.
Did they juice the numbers?
That's the thing. We don't really know, but it's like I feel like it's kind of safe to assume they did, and there's nothing wrong with that.
No, there's nothing wrong with that. But pretending like, hey, we didn't do it. It's just I find that a little weird.
Yeah, like
hey, jump in here, man. You've been quiet a minute.
Oh man, well, all I think about that is, I mean, I think even Microsoft plays with the numbers. They give the numbers they want, and so will PlayStation, and they're probably the master at that. They're pretty good at marketing and selling us the best version of who they are, and I think that's all valid. It's a competition, and as long as whatever they're doing doesn't affect me as a consumer, I don't really care about it.
Exactly.
There you go.
It seems like an entirely just a fanboy conversation. Like I'm like, okay.
Kind of is, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Cool.
What I'm saying is, don't be ashamed. Just come on out and say it. It's all right.
Everyone's gonna massage their numbers.
I'm
Oh no, we're not. We're not doing that. And it's like, yes, you are. Yeah. I feel like I'm talking to my daughter. It's like you left this plate out here, didn't you? No. Yes, you did. That your lollipop's on it. No, I didn't. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, come on.
Hey,
you don't have to lie. You're not in trouble.
K-Maker says Halo 5 was the biggest money maker than any other Halo hashtag.
And it shouldn't have been. I'll tell you that.
Okay.
That game sucks.
I need you to send us this link. For real.
Well, the thing is,
Halo 5. You know?
The thing is, he's
But
technically right because there are like multiple sources out there that do like show numbers, like oh, it broke these records for the franchise. It's like fine, but that's because the marketing for that game was really good. It was also a complete lie. The marketing for that game, it was just a horrible, horrible game with pretty decent online multiplayer
It was the worst Halo.
by
The
by a
multiplayer.
mile, by a mile.
Multiplayer.
It
Like, if they called-
it had some of the most beautiful cutscenes. Though. I'll give it to that. I'll
the
give it that.
cutscenes were fantastic. Cutscenes were fantastic. If they named that game anything other than Halo, it would have been fine.
cutscenes? That's what we're talking about. Cutscenes.
Exactly.
I'm just giving it
I
something.
thought we were gamers. I thought we were gamers.
Oshers is out here
so
capping, saying the 27% of people completed God of War Ragnarok. I don't believe that. There's no way it's just 27%. There's no way, Oshers. There's no way.
No, a lot of people
let's-
take their time through a game and they
That
might not.
seems about right.
That seems pretty good.
27.
Seems good actually.
Yeah.
What else? I mean, time out now. What else are they gonna play?
I mean, you know,
Call of
fucking,
Duty.
they got.
Oh, okay. Before this,
I mean,
goes
I'm not
into
lying, bro. I'm not lying. I'm not
And-
trying to say. I'm not trying to be disrespectful. But like, if Starfield came out like last November, like it was supposed to, what
Yeah.
else was I gonna play on Xbox? That was gonna
Games.
compare to that.
No, that's
I'm not
silly, because they're
disrespecting.
putting
I'm not disrespecting Sony. I'm just saying, what else is there to play that's at that? I mean, that's like
no, your
Red
problem
Dead.
is you're looking at every
2.
gamer playing everything the
Forspoken
same
just
all
came
the
out.
time. That's not how the real world works. Like, you're gonna have different gamers with different tastes who might just try a game out and be like, well, it's
Because
not for me. You know, they might hear
20%.
people.
Because the percentage is not the percentage of players that are on the platform. The percentage is taken
People
from
who
the
have
people
booted
that
it.
bought the game. People
Yeah.
bought people spent $70 and 27% finished it. That's crazy. There's no way it's 27%.
That's
No,
that
yeah.
makes sense. A
That's-
lot of
that's
people
about
buy
right.
games and not
Yeah.
finish them. I probably, like, if you look at my Steam library, you'd be impressed at how many games I just buy and haven't even
Oh my
opened,
God.
haven't touched.
Especially a game like
I
that.
just looked it up, and it's 24.8%. Lord.
Wait, what
That makes
happened?
sense.
K. Asante says as of November 2022 is 24.8%.
Okay.
So maybe by now it's like 50%, right?
So,
Right?
I think that's about right. Like, especially a game like that, the way that game was like, there's going to be a lot of people who bought that game off of marketing because Sony markets, whether you like their games or not, Sony markets their games so perfectly, where they'll buy, like, they did it with Horizon Forbidden West. They got me with Horizon Forbidden West. People will buy God of War Ragnarok who might not like God of War Ragnarok, but it's being talked about. It's in the zeitgeist. People are going to buy it, and then they play it, and they're like, "Oh, I don't
This is pretty
really want
mid.
to play this.
I'm out.
Yeah, I don't want to play this." And then it's like, so 25%. That's good. I mean, it's going to go up, so it's like that's good. I don't know.
But it's the greatest game of all time. How
No,
is
it's
it
not.
24%?
No, it's
Anyways, let us keep it moving. Well done, God of War, 11 million
Great.
units. Bundled
Yeah.
or not, it's 11 million units. Anyways, EA reportedly cancels unannounced Apex Legends Titanfall single player. I don't even have to read into this because everyone here has already seen the news. Sour Blow, please tell us, are you heartbroken? Did you have any hopes for Titanfall 3 at any point in your life? Go.
I still want that game. I love that game. You see
Ooh.
over there, that's my favorite FPS. Like
Yeah.
Titanfall 2, I think has the best storyline. It
Oh,
was
it's great.
amazing, and it's sad. Like I thought this might have not been Titanfall 3, but maybe it would have been the Titanfall 3 that we wanted. Like, you know, could have been. It was in the same universe, and
Mhm.
it's sad, and EA has been doing like so good lately with bringing us, you know, single player driven stories that we wanted, like, you know, Jedi Falling Order. Now we got Jedi Survivor, and forgot the
Dead Space
name, but
remake.
yes, and now this story, kind of like it's saddening me because I was really hyped for this game.
Yeah. Well, I have some bad news. According to the article, around 50 developers were working on the Apex Legends single player game at the time of its cancellation. The report indicates that EA will try and find positions for these developers on other projects, but those that the publisher is unable to accommodate will be provided severance packages and laid off. In other words, this isn't just a cancellation of a single game, but also an end to an effort to build another single player focused team at Respawn. Cozy Beluga, what's your take on this one?
It sucks. I can't say anything other than it sucks for people who are like super enthusiastic about it, who would have been. But at the same time, it's like games get canceled. It happens.
But why is
Unfortunate.
this one though?
Why are you
Exactly.
asking me? Did I work there? I didn't have anything to do with
I
it.
don't know, Cozy. Did you work there?
I would have canceled all your favorite games and then
See, that's why we're
drink
asking you.
a cup of your
Cozy,
tears.
I haven't had a new Metal Gear game in almost 10 years.
And you're
I'm
never gonna
canceling
get
all
one.
of them. I'm gonna make sure I'm I'm
nothing
doing
you
blood
can do to help
sacrifices
me.
actively to make sure that you never get one ever again.
I'm
I'm gonna make sure
honestly
it
with
comes
Cozy on
out
this.
the day after
I'm with
you
Cozy on
die.
this.
Oh my
Oh my
god.
god. That is
I'm-
dark.
I
I'm
know.
sorry.
Relax.
I got a little too intense. Sorry, guys.
Okay, Solo, what's your take on Respawn? Jesus, Cody, what the hell? Go ahead. Respawn cancellation, go.
Man. So yeah, this is just for the Apex game, right?
Yeah, go Apex / Titanfall universe because they share the same universe.
Oh, it's kind of a shoulder shrug at this point. It would have been nice, but it really didn't seem like. At no point did I ever feel like Respawn really cared about Titanfall after they delivered 2. I mean, Matt has a pretty glorious story about, Hacker in Titanfall 2 and how
Right
he
about that
doesn't
one.
go away, He doesn't go away.
Yeah. They first killed the first one, and then they
Yep.
went to kill the second one. That was wild.
Yep. And to me, it's just like, man, the way that the way I look at Titanfall now is the same way I look at Anthem.
Oh man.
Oh, come on, don't put them in the same conversation.
Yeah, I'm not
It
sure.
is. I'm sorry.
Oh.
It is.
I'm not sure I'm there
Yeah.
yet.
I'm sorry.
I'm not there yet.
They hurt me that much because I was so stoked for Anthem. And then they said they were done with it. And then they said they were coming back. And then they were done with it again. So I feel like I'm being treated the exact same way with Titanfall.
I got the
Like just leave me alone, y'all. Leave me alone.
Asante in the chat just crying all kinds of tears, man. I feel bad. I'm sending out a virtual hug to Asante, brother. I feel your pain. Matt,
Thoughts and
tell
prayers.
us
Thoughts and prayers.
thoughts and
Exactly.
prayers. Matt, give us your thoughts on the whole Respawn thing.
I feel a little bit better about it because simply because it was referred to as being in the Apex universe, which is the Titanfall universe. I don't know why we're calling it the Apex universe. I'm not sure
Yeah.
why we're doing that, but whatever. It was more of an Apex single player game than it was a Titanfall game. So it would have been cool to see that, I guess. But at least that means it wasn't Titanfall 3. So there's maybe still some hope for Titanfall 3. Because they've said it numerous times, well, at least a few times that I remember in the last 2 years, where they said the dream of Titanfall 3 isn't dead. Titanfall 3 will exist at some point. It's just a matter of when. The problem with it is it's that it's EA. It's that it's EA, and EA is they love to do a few good things. They love to do a few good things, maybe sometimes a few great things, but then they can never do too many good things in a row. And this is them breaking that chain of good things. You gave me Dead Space remake, you gave me Fallen Order, you give me Jedi Survivor, but here's a reminder that you're still EA. You're still EA, and you're still gonna mess up more often than you should. But honestly, I just feel bad for the I didn't really put together in my head that it was an entire team of people being sectioned off to do that, and then it was
50.
50 people being sectioned off to do that, and then all of a sudden they come into work and now they're just not. They don't do that anymore, and then some of them get laid off. Some of them are just gone now. So it's I don't know. That's a shit situation. That's really shitty. I don't know.
Now that you brought up Vampire Survivors, real quick, everyone. The first one had zero. Excuse me. The first one had 0 microtransactions. Should we just assume the second one won't, even though this is Electronic Arts?
Wait, what game? Jedi Survivor.
Yeah, Jedi Survivor.
I thought you said Vampire Survivors for a second.
I said Jedi. I meant
I
Jedi.
thought he said Vampire Survivor.
I swear you
Me
said
too. I heard Vampire Survivor too.
I meant
Enunciate,
Jedi.
young Texan.
But I think I don't know. Knowing EA, they'll find a way. If they want to, they'll find a way to put them in there.
Dead Space had no microtransactions. The second one kind of did. The third one was full on.
The remake have microtransactions?
No, not that I'm aware of.
Exactly. I think cross that bridge when we get there. And I think also the problem I have with I get upset about microtransactions is are you that weak that you can't as long as they don't put them intrusively, I think
just avoid them.
I stand right there with Cozy because I have yet to swipe my card for 2K ever.
And you don't need to. And I'll tell you, as someone who's done it, you don't feel good afterwards. You feel like you lost.
You feel dirty.
Yeah, you feel like you just lost. They got the best of you and you lost. And now you're sitting there with the character who's marginally better, and you're just like, ugh, that was gross.
You still suck.
All you had to do was put in a few more drills, and you would have.
That's all you got to do.
Rating.
All you got to do. It's a depressing feeling spending money on 2K.
Lastly, we have some news that I think is actually a good thing.
It's like Gamers Anonymous.
Yeah, man. This is a safe space, everyone. I'm Loke7. I'm happy to meet you all. I am a gaming addict. Anyway. And then everyone says, "Hi, Loke7."
Hi, Loke.
All right. Last one. I think this is a happy change, a good change. Resident Evil 4 Remake is getting rid of QTEs and is adding side quests. So according to RE4 digital issue of Game Informer, the remake of Resident Evil 4 will not feature QTEs, quick time events, with Capcom considering these to be rather antiquated. Instead, these sections are getting switched up to better suit the current gaming zeitgeist, making them much more suitable for a horror game released for this. On top of this, the report also says the remake will have side quests for players to complete and will also feature breakable weapons. Okay, that's an L. Breakable what? One of the side missions
in Resident Evil?
Yeah, one of the side missions is said to involve delivering 3 snake corpses. Okay, fine. Maybe this is not a good story. Sour Blow, what's your take on this one?
Jeez, yikes.
I would say we will have to wait and see because Capcom, they've been awesome at doing remakes. They're they actually set the bar at how you should make remakes. And from what I've seen, like in trailers, gameplay, like it looks amazing. It looks pretty good, and I've seen a lot of
Mhm.
good things from this remake. Um, the gameplay actually changes. It's not just a graphic. So I'm pretty excited for it. I want to give it a try, and I won't criticize their changes. I will kind of like wait and see approach to see how it plays out, because maybe there could be a reason if you're changing a little bit of the game mechanic. Maybe that's why they felt like they had to add some of these features that right now they look like they're not great, but maybe as we played it, we'd be like, okay, I understand why.
Yeah, sometimes the description makes things worse than they actually are.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Cozy, what's your take on Resident Evil getting rid of quick time events?
I think it's good if you've talked to people who especially as like an accessibility thing. Um Also quick time events, it's like let it go. What year are we? Let's not go
Oh, come
backward.
on, they're kind of nice. Have you played Asura's Wrath recently? That's a very good
Not
game.
recently. Yeah, but it
Full of
was good in
CP.
the time that it existed.
I
It's like
played it last
uh,
year, and it held up.
well, you're in Texas. Everything is years ago for you. You're like behind the times. We know this.
That's a good point,
I
Cozy,
guess.
actually.
Oh my god, whatever. Cozy, finish your point. Jesus.
Um, but my point is basically that it's also good from a standpoint of like accessibility and things like that, because quick time events, they don't really, it's not a challenging mechanic. It's like just a mechanic that they throw in there. I don't feel like it's serves any greater purpose.
Says the chick that says Mass Effect is the greatest game of all time. Hypocrite much?
You don't
Anyways,
you don't have to even engage in any of those big time events. Let me tell you, the
anyways.
game will do what it does if you don't press any button at all.
All right. Matt, Resident
Yeah,
Evil getting rid
yeah.
of QT. Go ahead.
I think that's good for me because I don't particularly care for QTEs. But then again, I'm also not even sure I'm gonna get Resident Evil 4 remake.
What?
I
You're a
was
fake gamer.
I saw the 50 seconds they showed, whatever it was, that minute clip or whatever it was. I think IGN showed it the other day. Uh, when I saw that, I got less interested in the game.
Ooh.
So I, yeah, I don't know that I'm there for that game. Maybe on
Does it
sale
need
or
to look
something.
more cartoony? You want it to look more like Hi-Fi Rush, then you'll buy it?
I want it to look fun.
Damn.
Yeah, and that didn't look fun to me. I'm sure people will
Oof.
enjoy it, but I don't know.
I'm out here talking about QTEs, and Matt is just killing the whole thing. Like, I don't care if it's QTEs, side quest, whatever.
Well,
Damn.
I'll tell you, getting rid of QTEs does actually kind of raise my interest back a little bit. So
Okay.
that
Okay,
does
good.
help for me personally. I mean, we'll see.
All right. Oshus is lying as usual. He says Mass Effect is the greatest game series of all time, as if Metal
You
Gear
wouldn't
Solid
know
doesn't
because
exist.
you don't play games.
Well,
Whatever,
I
Cozy.
wish Loke would quit mentioning Metal Gear Solid like it's a fucking worth it game.
Like it's
What's up?
relevant.
It
What?
is the greatest game series of all time. At
Sorry,
least
you're
until
wrong.
4.
Oh,
You're
okay.
wrong.
Until
You're
4.
Okay,
wrong.
Loke. Okay, Loke.
Whatever.
Let's calm down.
Uh,
Let's relax.
Mr. Jonah Duck wants to know if I ever played Code Veronica. No, I did not. I played Resident Evil, the first one. I was a kid. I played the second one, and that was pretty much it. I didn't finish any of them. It was scary as fuck. I know when you look at them now with those crappy graphics on the PS1, it looks like what were you scared of? But at that time, that looked very visceral to me. And then you had to make puzzles, and you only had that little tiny safe room, and I was just like,
Mhm.
no, no, I'm good. I'm good. I was just a kid. That was terrifying. And every time I saw like a Resident Evil game in general, I'd just be like, nah, I'm all right. Like not even Resident Evil 4. I didn't play the original. I'm not gonna play this one. I didn't play Village. I played Resident Evil 7, the one in the house with the creepy family. Didn't finish that one as well. Not a big horror fan.
Oh, so you don't finish games?
I don't finish horror games. Mr. Joanna Dark says Metal Gear Solid is the best series of. You see, someone has taste here. All right, someone has taste.
Not
It's
even gonna
okay.
acknowledge
Some
it.
people like trashy food. It's okay. We all
Yeah.
have the
Whatever.
things that appeal to us.
Sometimes
Whatever.
McDonald's is there for a reason.
Yes.
It's
So is
it's-
Taco Bell. So is White Castle. Sometimes you just want that.
I am solo. Resident Evil 4 remake, getting rid of QTEs. Go.
It doesn't matter either way to me because I'm not going to play that game. I've never been into Resident Evil games really. I think the last one that I really even one of the last ones that the last one that I tried to play was the latest one, Village. I own that one for the Series X. I won it, or I didn't win it. I got it out of a chat from somebody else's channel.
But just gave it to you. You were never gonna buy it.
I was never gonna buy it. No, I actually tried it. I actually tried it before I even got that code or whatnot. Yeah, I wasn't feeling it. I tried it on PS5 first, and now I own it on Series X, and I'm not gonna play it on either one of them.
Why are you doing games like that? That's silly.
And then, but as for QTEs, I don't have any problem with QTEs. I really enjoy them in Shenmue. I had no problem with them in Mass Effect. I liked them in Azura's Wrath. I enjoyed it in Rise Son of Rome. Like I personally don't see any problems with it. Usually after the button you hit, they do something pretty dope. And it's usually at like the end of a combination or something like that. So I usually don't mind it that much.
They aren't accessible.
No. If ever I needed proof that Ham is a man of culture, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. There you freaking go.
They are not accessible though.
My God, Cozy, what are you saying?
I'm just saying. They aren't. It's like an accessibility feature. QuickTime events are not.
Mr. Janadog says Snake is better than Shepard.
No.
Correction. Snake is better than Fem Shep and Male Shep.
Who is? Hold on. Who is Snake? Who's this Snake person you keep talking about?
Exactly.
Who is that?
Whatever.
Exactly. No one gives a fuck.
I don't know who that is. All I know is Master Chief. That's all I know, bud.
Sure. Anyways, game predictions. Let's do this.
Sour Blow! Are we scaring you away?
No, it's fine. It's fine. we got our craziness too in our podcast, so don't worry.
Yeah. All right, so let's do this. Game prediction. Sour Blow, you know how this goes. I don't have to tell you how this goes.
So you're not gonna tell him the rules? Don't tell him the rules because you're just not gonna tell him the rules just so you can sabatage him. We know how this works.
No, this isn't the quiz time, Cozy. Calm down.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Just calm down.
I'm sorry. I just got a little aggressive.
A little bit.
Anyways, we only have one game dropping next week, and I don't think it's a coincidence. I think as soon as this game was announced and then delayed to this date, everyone's just like, let's move the fuck out of the way. All right? There's one game coming out next, just one. Hogwarts Legacy coming out February 10th for PC, Xbox Series X, and PS5. This thing is going to be disgustingly big, at least sales-wise. I don't know about the Metacritic. Cozy, what's the score that you give for Hogwarts Legacy?
I'm going to give it 86.
What? 86?
I think it'll mostly be inflated by fans, but actually just a average.
No. We're talking about the reviewer score here. This 86, we don't do the...
No, I feel like a lot of the reviewers will be fans, and so they'll have like, oh yeah, this is the Hogwarts game I've been waiting for, but it won't be like...
What about the fact, Cozy, what about the fact that all the reviewers write for these magazines, these internet magazines, that cannot talk about Hogwarts Legacy without talking about J.K. Rowling?
Some of them,
You sure?
like some
You
of
sure
them,
they're gonna give them?
No, I think the rest of the people are just gonna be like, whatever. I feel like that whole thing is overblown. You have a bunch of loudmouths basically saying like, oh, hubbub. But for the most part, most people do not care. They don't care what she has to say. They don't care. They just want their games. And I think the reviews are gonna reflect that.
You know what? I think this game is gonna be the game that people like. The reviewers will become like the fanboys that just trash on certain games. A game that doesn't deserve like a 2 will get a 2. This thing might hit 60s in my opinion.
I think
I
there's
might
no way for this game to be a bad game. Like for personally,
Oh,
from what I've seen, it looks like it's just an okay game, a good, fun, solid game that
Love's
checks off the
tripping.
list, but not
He said
beautiful.
60s.
Like
I
you're
do
saying
not think so.
60s. Like you're saying
Han Solo.
60s, as in the Metacritic.
Yes. Han
86.
Solo.
Jesus.
Why
Han
didn't you let
Solo.
our guest go first?
Hold on. Han
Jesus.
Solo. Remember last year when they announced Forspoken? Remember what I said about what was gonna happen? Did that shit not happen?
It's not the game of the year. No, Loke, it's not.
No. Come on. The game of the year thing, I was just being facetious.
I
But
do
I did
agree
say-
that I
did
do
say
agree
there's
that
gonna be a racial. I did say the whole thing was gonna turn into a racial or a sexist discussion.
it did, but
with-
that didn't affect the
with the
game.
people defending it, with the people defending it, saying the reason that it's bad is because of the whole racial and sexist thing, when really it's just a bad game.
Yeah.
And that's what
There you
fucking
go.
happened. That's where we're at right now. If you don't defend it, you're racist and you're sexist. But I'm telling you, this
But
game
that's different.
it's gonna be in the
I thought-
60s and 70s at best.
I thought you
God
had it the
damn.
other way
I
around.
disagree. I disagree. I think it won't be that. I think people.
Well,
I think
your 86 is gonna stand till next week. We're gonna have a chat about this one.
okay. I stand by my 86.
All right.
But also, why did you let our guest go first?
Why didn't I?
I didn't even think about it. But why didn't you let our guest go first? That's the
Because
standard
for game
procedure.
prediction- no, for game prediction specifically, the guest always
Oh.
goes last to give
Oh.
them a fair chance. Ham Solo, what's the score for Hogwarts Legacy?
I'm gonna go 88.
Damn.
Oh,
Okay.
even
Oh
higher.
yeah, that Hitler number. Never mind.
The what number?
What are you talking about, Cozy?
Nothing.
What did
MetLife-
Cozy just say?
Nothing.
Guys, let's go. Let's turn left. Right. Let's turn left.
Yeah, okay.
MetLife
yeah.
Stadium, what's the score for Hogwarts Legacy?
82.
This game is not touching 80. Sour Blow, what's the score for
I can't believe you got
Hogwarts
that in the 60s.
60s or 70s?
I was gonna go with Ham Solo number, but since he took the 88, I'll go with 89.
Wow. Lots of Harry Potter fans here. Okay.
No, I'm not a Harry Potter fan.
fan. It just
Harry
looks
Potter
like
can fuck off. I don't
I'm
care.
not even interested in the game for real. It just looks like a game that
Looks interesting.
checks off all the right things as far as a decent game, and so should be scored accordingly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Alright, well,
I
this is
actually think if you're not a fan, it looks like a good game,
Yeah.
and if you're a fan, that might actually make it an even like better game because
Oh,
from what I've seen, they went heavily into detail into what is the world of Hogwarts, the Harry Potter world, and they fully they respected everything. Like they went into so many details that even like when they go into their dorms, like the way they open up, each door of the dorm in the books, they respected all of that, and you
I like the
can
snake
kind of
considering.
go like to
Oh,
every
nice.
corner. Yeah, I think this game it looks pretty cool. Everything that I've seen from it looks
Yeah.
like a very good game.
Think for me, the world just looks like the more they revealed about it's like that feels like it's tedious. I don't really like. I just want to kill things. I think that's the problem for most games. I just want to kill things. So a lot of those, so it's like kind of like, that doesn't appeal to me. But that doesn't mean it's a bad game.
Yeah, the combat looks pretty good. I would like I'm a big fan of Dragon Dogma. I don't know if you guys played it.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
feel like
yeah.
the way that I see the game mechanic on this, I think that's kind of the way I see Dragon Dogma should kind of like evolve a little bit. But I don't know. That's just me. Maybe.
Classic Cage says 78. I think she's gonna get this one right, but we'll see. Game results. So far we
Hold
haven't
on,
had.
look. What's yours?
What's
Because you said
yours?
60s
Yeah.
or 70. You didn't say
She said 78.
no.
What do
What's
you say?
yours?
What's
You didn't
yours?
say. You
Yeah.
said 60s or 70s. You didn't say it.
Yeah,
What's your
I'm
number?
insane. Oh, you want me to give a number? Okay, fine.
Yeah,
Yeah, what's
give
your
a
number?
number. Since you're arguing against everyone else so hard, give us a number,
I'll
human.
give you a number. I'll give you a
Jesus.
number. This
Good
game
Lord.
is gonna be a 70 next week.
The
A
70.
70.
Yeah, and I'm not saying it because it's going to be a bad game. I've pre-ordered the damn thing. I have lots of faith from what I've seen. It's going to be a very good game. It won't be a great game, but it'll be a good game. I just don't think people are going to be able to be objective. I don't think a lot of games journalists will be allowed to be objective on this one specifically.
Fake game journalists, but I think
I've had some discussions with some people, and yeah, like editors are getting in touch with people like to make sure you don't fuck this up. So I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. Anyways, sorry, Cozy, go ahead.
I was gonna say it just could be another case of proving us that journalists are shit stains.
Journalists are not shit stains.
It could be another case of if the people buy it and they like it, and the journalists are saying, "Oh, this game is so awful." What does that tell us about journalists? Gaming journalists. They're full of
No,
shit. Just something we
no,
already knew about them.
No. Again, Cozy. Again, I'm tired. I'm tired of saying this. Speak specifically to the journalist. Do not speak specifically to the
If
publishing
they're
house.
collectively
or to
doing this,
all
then they're
journalists.
collectively a problem.
They won't collectively do it. If you check the score, even if it's a 60, 66 or a 75 or whatever next week, take the time to click on the score and read the reviews. You will
giving them.
find a
give them
couple of 90s. You
Game
will
is
find a
working.
couple of Cozy, hold on. You will find a couple of 90s based on the fact that there's 2 or 3 or 5 90 scores. You cannot then say, "Oh, journalists are X," because you're lumping in people that don't make that aren't part of that group. What you should do, if you're an objective person, is make a list, put the names of these journalists that are crap, and say X, so and so and so and so is crap because they made the rating of the game based off of some political stuff IRL and not the video game itself. Now, if you're gonna take 80% of the journalists and what they said, extrapolate that and say this represents journalists, for me that makes no sense.
It does make sense. It does, because if you have
which is
if
fine.
you look at what most journalists
That's
are
why I
saying,
ended
this
my
game,
statement by
this
saying
game
me.
is, if most journalists are like giving this game a specific treatment, then specifically because of the politics surrounding it, then it shows us that a lot more of them are the problem.
There you go. Make your statement like that. Most journalists are X. A lot of journalists are X. Don't say all journalists are X. That's what I'm saying.
Can I ask you
No,
guys
I
a
didn't say
question?
all. I said journalists. That does not indicate necessarily that all.
When you say journalists,
No,
you're talking
I didn't
all
say
of them.
all. All said it was the
Moving
absolute
on
way-
because
Okay,
this
okay,
conversation
okay,
never
okay.
stops. So,
Okay.
Sour Blow, what were you saying?
Oh, I wanted to ask one question to the panel, if that was okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
What game do you think will affect more review wise in terms of politician and all that? Hogwarts Legacy or Atomic Heart for it being a Russian game?
Hogwarts
Ooh.
Legacy.
Hogwarts Legacy.
Yes, Hogwarts Legacy.
Because
It's a
because what Go ahead, Cozy. Go ahead.
I was gonna say because it's a fluff issue that people can pretend they care about easier.
It's a lot easier to get online and be on a side of something regarding Hogwarts Legacy than it is something regarding an actual war that's happening. I feel like it's probably a lot easier to just
there's
pretend.
less fear inside that the Hogwarts Legacy one than there would be with the Atomic Heart one. And I don't know. I feel like I just feel like it kind of hits different seeing that on Hogwarts Legacy it's a person versus something like Atomic Heart where it's a nation.
Yeah.
One's way more terrifying than the other.
Yep. And you also, I don't know if you read their statement relatively recently, Munfish's statement, how they were like, we're a pro-peace organization. Like they came out and said basically all they could say without endangering themselves and people they love. So it's like,
even if you didn't say anything, this
Yeah.
idea of going against Munfish for me is just insane. Okay, so
It's silly.
Munfish now must be treated like an embassy of Russia. Okay, fine. Now any game made by an American publisher, like any country that has American military occupying,
No, they won't
Spaces.
hold themselves to the same
Oh.
scrutiny. They will not hold. We all know like the hypocrisy of this entire
Yeah, so
situation
now-
because
So now I would say, okay, so all you Americans that are capping for Atomic Heart, right? Pack your shit up right now. Leave the tyrannical establishment that is the United States and go and live in Canada. Leave a country that has more occupation in more countries on the planet than anyone else.
it's different because we're the good guys.
Oh,
Duh.
God. You guys get
I don't, no, I don't actually
that's the
believe that.
logic.
But
That's the
watching
logic.
people's logic behind that is their logic. Even people
Yep.
that are like super, I'm so leftist, they have this weird, they still have this lie to themselves about how they believe America's the good guys, or it's different for reasons. So yeah, so it's we all know it's nonsense. We all know it's the same thing. We all know it's whatever. We all know they can't eat we all know Mudfish can't really say much. We know, like, because logically, they're putting their lives on the line. They can't really make a statement. So it's the entire situation is ridiculous. Shut up, go play your games. We know you're virtue signaling, and we don't want to hear any more of it. Like, so every time someone has anything to say, it's like, come on, just shut up and go play your games. Shut up and go play your games. Shut up and go away. Shut up. Just shut up.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Yes.
Keosante brings up a nice point. None of these pearl clutches should be driving Volkswagens. Yep. Heil Hitler. Mr. Johnny Duck says people should start playing Genshin
I know.
Impact.
Why does Hitler keep coming out? I don't
You
get
said
it.
88.
Oh my
Volkswagen,
god.
dude. If you look into the history of Volkswagen, Audi, BMW, Mercedes-Benz, it's not pretty. It is not pretty. Anyways, let's go to the game results. Let's see if we can finally get one winner in the year of our Lord 2023.
Uh-oh.
We're still on 0 for everyone. So Age of Empires 2 Definitive Edition. This game, I didn't know this game was actively hurting people on Twitter. There's people that are very hurt that others are playing on Xbox and enjoying Age of Empires 2, and they're like, it's not a real game. It's already been on PC. Yeah, for real.
Good. I hope they stay hurt.
Gamers have these weird mentalities about like when a game comes out, and it's not even like it's a newer thing too. That's what's frustrating. If you were gaming back in the day, no one would be like, oh, that's an old game. Like, I remember me pulling out like, oh, I had a friend who had like, the Dreamcast, and I was still playing on the N64, and they come over to my house and be like, yo, I'll play your games, you play my games. It wasn't like, oh, you're playing an old game. It was like, oh, you have that? I don't have that. It was just like, it's just so weird.
You would rent or borrow cartridges based on the image itself, not even what the game was about.
I don't even know what's happening, and it was cool. Anyways, Age of Empires got an 87 Metacritic score. This one was a draw because Gogopo said 90, Jedi Knight said 84. So they both had a 3-point difference between the winning score. So nothing there. Power Wash Simulator still hasn't been rated on PlayStation 4 and 5. Funny how none of the PlayStation fans are capping about, oh, why is no one reviewing this? Why is there zero review? Oh, anyways, Deliver Us Mars got a 72, and I'm happy to announce we have a winner. Finally, Matt Likes Games predicted
Oh yeah,
a 70.
He
the
sucks.
greatest of
That dude
games.
blows.
I'm telling you, it's just too easy. I'm telling you. I'm telling you.
Bro, we hadn't had a winner till last week, and you've been on here twice already. Settle
Hey,
down.
but I win all the time, whether you count it or not. I'm
Oh
always winning,
Lord.
bud. Always.
All right. All right.
Matt likes
Mr. Jonathan
capping.
says Last of Us Part 1 is
I
not
love
new,
it.
Sir X. I'm not ignoring you, Sir X Man. You're just not bringing the sauce today, man. I don't know what's happening to you. It is sad to see. You're very, very dour today. Anyways, notable tweets. Mr. Sour Blow. This is the section where I read a tweet and you give me your honest reaction on it. And if you don't want to react, it's fine. Is that cool?
Yeah, that's cool.
All right. Dude Large Pan said, lots of games shutting down lately. I see is as wow. I see is as a great thing for the industry as it represents a sea change from their quantity over quality attitude. Make great things and support them long term instead of churning out flash in the pan garbage. What are your thoughts?
Um, I don't think that's necessarily true because you can have a great game in the making, and maybe the studio doesn't have the fun, or maybe the publisher doesn't believe in the game, and they could just shut it down. So at the end of the day, you don't know what's a great game until the game actually comes out and people actually play it and see how the game is. Like sometimes you look at a game, for example, Hi-Fi Rush. When I saw that game, I was like, "Oh, it looks cool. It looks reminds me of Sunset Overdrive." But I just thought it was going to be an okay game. When I played it, I loved the game, and vice versa. Sometimes I see a game that I think I'm going to love, it's going to be great, amazing, and then when I played it,
Horizon
it's not.
Forbidden West.
Oh, that's a
Ham, I
rough
think
one.
you have an unhealthy obsession with this game. We need to have
No.
a conversation.
Man, I
I'm
tried to like
so-
that game so much, and it's such a beautifully looking game. It just
Horizon Forbidden West is the proof that looks aren't everything.
It is. Has
It
one of
Do
the
you
is.
agree with that?
worst final boss fights I've ever seen in a game. Ever. It's the worst one I've ever seen.
Ham Solo, do you agree with that? With that statement?
It was not a fun final boss, and it was very anticlimactic, and you kind of seen it coming.
Yep.
All
Yeah.
right. Next, Cozy.
Yes.
Kiddo7 said gaming is cool. The gaming community on Twitter, not so much. Thoughts?
I mean, are we gonna pretend that's not true? Think it's hard to say the gaming community on Twitter is, because it's like what community? We don't like not everyone
Bro.
interacts with everyone. Like you'd be surprised. I have a laundry list of people that I'm like, I just don't want to hear any. When people talk about the console war stuff like that, if you engage in that sort of thing, I have you muted. I have a laundry list of people that are just muted, so I never really seen that. So most of my stuff is fun. I feel like people who make those kind of statements really enjoy the toxicity, but they're lying to themselves that they don't enjoy the toxicity because you just mute everyone that engages in that and move on.
True.
Asante, I have to agree with Nelson Gaming. Asante says I have 300 hours in that game, and I agree with all the panel's assessment that it was a pretty mid to trash game. Nelson Gaming says 300 hours sounds like you liked it. I have to agree with Nelson, man. You know what? If I'm not feeling a game, I'm not making it to 3 hours, and let alone 300, man. Kiasante says, my little girl loves running around with me hunting. Oh, yeah. I can sympathize with that. I played Minecraft for a couple of weeks. Yeah, okay. That's a good point. Spending time
Yeah,
with
that
your
makes
kids
sense.
gaming it's pretty freaking awesome.
Make them
It
play the
is.
game you want to play.
That's so
No,
hard.
that's not how it works.
So hard, Cozy.
Yep.
Like
Yep.
like as soon as they pick up the controller and they're playing something that you enjoy, you want them to do A, B, and C, and they are not doing it.
Nope.
I'm playing Perfect Dark with my son. N64.
It's good enough, dude. Cozy,
Perfect Dark is
if you can
fantastic.
just get them to play it. It's already a dub.
I know.
Now,
I've
you're
been
trying
playing.
to get them to appreciate good stuff? No.
I play whatever. I played whatever we had, so I don't know.
These kids, man, they've got PS Plus, they've got Game Pass. As soon as they see something mid, it's like next. Nelson Gaming capping like a mother. I will not read that rubbish. I will not do that.
Yeah, that is wild.
Medlike Games. Volky W says Crossfire X servers are shutting down on May 18th. Refunds if you bought it 14 days ago already? Question mark. LMFAO, one of the biggest Xbox flops I've seen. What are your thoughts?
Hold on, he said already.
Yeah,
That
it's been
game
a
should
year.
have been dead hours after that launched.
Oh.
That game was a dud, and it was like, it was like I was especially disappointed by it because I was actually kind of excited for the campaign, and then like, oh, there's like an issue, we can't put it in Game Pass right now, and I'm like, well, and then like a month later, they're like, oh, it's in Game Pass, and I'm like, I don't want to play that anymore. And then I watched one of our buddies, Mr. Chivalry, play it on stream, and I was like, this looks terrible. This looks like a really bad time. And so I don't know. Me and Ham played that for our podcast at one point. It's just a poorly put together game. I'm not saying
something.
I'm not saying that devs aren't talented or whatever. I'm sure everyone there is there for a reason. They're talented, but it's the culmination that they all put together to bring us that game is just, it wasn't it. I'm surprised it lasted a year. I'm not even joking. I'm very surprised they tried to give it a year.
Yeah, the advertisement for that game was more interesting than the game itself, and that really
way more interesting.
Yeah,
Way
I was
more
gonna say,
interesting.
really bad.
The trailers look great.
Oh, the trailers
I'm
looked. That's what had me so excited.
Yeah. Now, damn. Anyways, Ham Solo.
Yo,
Dawar Hussein said this year is going to be an amazing year for gaming since most of the games I want to play are going to be on Game Pass. I will be buying only 4 games this year. What are your thoughts on this tweet?
that's exactly what Xbox wants. They want you to be locked in, bud.
They don't want people to buy games?
I mean, he still said he's gonna buy some games.
Exactly.
But as
4.
long as he is as long as he's, I mean, let's be real quick, Loki. You say 4 as if that's like not that many games. If you would have told me 4 when I was young, that would have been amazing. You mean I don't have to trade
top of the 400 that are already on Game Pass?
Yeah. I mean,
I wouldn't have
to
made it
me,
through school.
huh?
I would have, if Game Pass existed when I was like a teenager or before I was a teenager, I don't think I would have made it through school.
I would have never bought games when I was young if that happened.
I would definitely never made it through school. I never made it. I would have be sitting on. Yeah.
All it took for me to completely fail 8th grade, basically, was Halo 3 releasing, and I was out. I was out.
That was it.
I thankfully it didn't count because I switched schools and I went to 9th grade immediately. But like, I've fucking D's and F's that whole year.
This really sounds like
D's and
Gamers
F's.
Anonymous right now. It really does.
I mean,
It's true.
did you struggle play your Game Boy under the covers? You know, you had one hand on the. Oh, you're young. You don't understand.
PSP.
Having to use a flashlight with one hand.
PSP, and I had a game. I had a Game Boy. I had a Game Boy Color for a while.
You had a Game Boy Advance SP. That was your
No, I
first
had a Game Boy
because
Color.
you're a baby. Because you're
I had
a
a
baby.
Game Boy Color.
Shut your baby at. Never mind.
Cozy, you need.
I miss you guys, so I'm feeling
I
extra
swear,
aggressive.
if people will rock up and watch this stream and think that, oh, there's only one girl on, she's probably gonna get bullied, and then halfway
She's
through,
just
and they're like,
bullying
what
everybody.
the hell?
I had a Game Boy Advance and a regular Game Boy, and then I traded them in for a real handheld and got myself a Nomad, like a real man.
Yourself a PSP.
What games did you play? 2?
Sure. Sure.
I
had
had
a
a Game Boy
collection.
Pocket. I had a Game Boy Pocket. Good old Game Boy Pocket.
I didn't buy any games, but I had like a wall full of games because my brothers had they first brought in the Nintendo, the NES, and with a bunch of cartridges, and then there was the Sega, and bunch of cartridges, the PS1, a bunch of games. I didn't buy anything, but I was spoiled for choice always. But it still wasn't 400 games. That's just freaking.
It is a great time to be a gamer, I think. Like, now more than ever. Like,
Yeah. There's so
as much as people complain about
quality.
prices and stuff like that, games are more accessible and cheaper than they have historically been. You don't have to go to the store to get games. You don't have to hope that, it's not sold out and you have to wait on back order or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a
Just
good
so
time.
much
It's a
great.
good time.
I also think
All right.
that the way
Yeah,
I was gonna say the way the games are coming out these days, it's probably better to just wait till they're fully optimized, and by the time they're optimized, they're already at a discount. So you also save
Nah,
money.
man. Ain't nobody got time for that. What about content? No. We're playing Hogwarts Legacy 3 days before the damn thing launches.
Oh, you're damn
And
right.
it's gonna be a blast.
Not me though. I might try it once it's $30 or less.
Yep.
There you
Yeah,
go.
we know,
That is the
Cozy.
Cozy, you should buy the Switch version when it comes out and let us know how that goes.
Honestly, you should get the Switch version and make a review on it. I would watch that.
I would too.
Okay.
That'd be interesting.
Guys, I saw
not
some
even
of these
kidding.
videos.
Me either.
I saw some of these videos that Sour Blow was talking about the environments of the like each one of the houses. I don't know how this thing's gonna run on the Switch, and
There's a Switch version.
Yeah. The way Warner Bros had the guts to like delay the previous gen and the Switch versions to like the middle of the year, after they make bank, and I mean bank next week, I can see them just being like, yo, we're just gonna refund everyone that bought on last gen and Switch. Tough titties. Because Cyberpunk showed us, guys, releasing a broken game can really fuck up your brand. It can really mess it up.
I'll tell you,
If
that's
these
what we
guys-
need.
If these guys can launch this game properly on just the current gen and PC, they're set for not just this game, but Hogwarts 2, Hogwarts 3. Because with the next CD Projekt Red game, a lot of people are going to be skeptical. For real. A lot of people are going to be skeptical because of, well, you're a fanboy, so
Hey, I
we
just
can
like good
see that.
games. Just like good games.
I think the wait could be good and so then they have the game out, they're making their money, and then they can still get money off of those other platforms. Right? Because by the time they make the next game, they'll already upgrade, but they have their money. They'll have their money, and then they just take their time with those other platforms to get the games where it's because there are other games that have done the same thing, where they came out with the last gen version later.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. I think that first impression counts a lot, and I think CD Projekt made a mistake releasing them all at once. I feel like if they would have released next gen and PC first, and then waited like 6 months after, and then release it on the old console, people would have probably not. They wouldn't have gotten the same.
running properly now on the old games though, on the old consoles.
Yeah,
Is it?
that was a huge mistake. I don't really know. I don't got.
Does anyone know?
I mean,
do you
it's
know?
it's running about as properly as it actually can. Like they've got it to like 30 FPS and it'll still buckle in stress areas, but it's like that's as good as it's gonna get. It's not getting better than that.
Just don't release on previous gen.
I agree with you on that.
It's the money.
Money, man.
The money.
Jesus.
That's the whole
100%
reason they're
agree.
making. That's the whole reason these publishers greenlight this thing in the first place is for money.
Oh my God.
Yep.
Keosante says, I mean, on Xbox, they can make last gen cloud only. Keosante, everyone knows that anything that makes life easier for Xbox but doesn't do the same for PlayStation is not going to get greenlit. All right? We have to bring everyone back to the minimum specs that are PlayStation. All right? We have to do that. We can't just keep moving things forward and
The
innovating.
Switch version could also be cloud only.
That's what I'm wondering. Is that going to just be cloud? Because I don't know how you're getting that.
No,
to
it's
run.
not. They're making a version specifically for the Switch.
Does the Switch?
So they're not.
That's going to be disgusting.
Specifically for the.
That's going to be a shambles. It's going to be a
No,
devastating.
you're looking at it in an incorrect way. You're looking at it as like, oh, they're making this game.
He
It's
says
going to
you're
be its own version of the game.
Does the Switch
What?
have internet?
Yeah.
Some of the
Okay.
wizards are doing the port for the Switch version.
All right.
They're not doing a port though. They're making a Switch version. That's probably
Well,
also
then
why it takes
okay,
longer.
that's fine. Then I guess you really cut it back. I guess I don't know, but
I mean, it's like
gonna
the
be
same. For
rough.
example, Dragon Quest 11, right? You have Dragon Quest 11. Dragon Quest 11 has a 3DS version, specifically made for the 3DS.
Okay, but come on, this is Dragon Quest 11.
No, what I'm saying is, what I'm saying is, you got it the wrong
I'm not
way.
saying
You're
it's a crap game, but it's
No,
Dragon Quest 11.
No, what I'm saying is they're making a Switch version. They aren't porting the version to the Switch. They are making a Switch version.
So like
that
an
is
entirely
completely-
different game.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your broom,
That
you
makes
probably won't, like your broom will probably just fly forward. You can't go up into the sky.
It's
On the
it's
Switch
gonna be a side scroller.
Side scroller.
That's what it's
The
gonna
broom
be on
comes with
Switch.
wheels. You got to stay grounded.
Oh my God. Keosante says I'm spitting facts as usual, bruv, as usual. Hogwarts Legacy 3DS version. Yes, let's do this. Let's go.
I mean,
All
the 3DS sales tanked as soon as the Switch came out. So.
right. Let's get to the quiz. Sour Blow, are you familiar with the quiz, or do you want me to?
Don't trust Blow. That's what you should know. He's setting you up to fail.
He is.
As usual.
See, we're supposed to be playing against each other, and the one thing we all agree on is that Loke sets us up to fail.
What is
Oh my God!
quiz?
Mr. Johnny Duck says Hogwarts Legacy on 3DS will be a visual novel. Seriously, guys, this
He's
is
not wrong.
Nintendo,
I mean, it would be.
platform.
It would be like a book. It would just be pages.
You know what? I like reading a good book anyway, so it's fine. It's fine. So Sour Blow, do you want me to tell you the rules, or you good?
Yeah, let's go over the rules.
The rules are very simple. I will say a statement, right? And you will say, and then I will conclude the statement by saying true or false. And then you just have to pick whether the statement I just made is true or false. So you have a 50-50 chance.
Okay.
You good?
Listen closely because he be on that bullshit.
Very closely. Very closely.
What are we talking about? Sour Blow is always in the comments. He knows
yeah.
what we do here.
He knows what you do
It's
here.
crazy that he's always in the comments
what
and he's
I
still
do.
confused and
He knows
asking
what
you
you
for the
do here.
rules.
Whatever, man. All right. Sour blow. You ready?
Ready.
Okay.
Good luck, buddy.
Tomb Raider Reloaded is an upcoming roguelike. True or false?
Tomb Raider Reloaded. False.
It's true. Cozy.
Yes.
Tomb Raider Reloaded launches on February 14th for iOS, Android, and Netflix games. True or false?
False.
It's true. Matt likes games.
Yeah.
Tomb Raider Reloaded was initially announced in late 2020 with a 2022 release date. True or false?
False.
Correct. The release date was 2021, then it got delayed. Ham Solo. Amazon is planning on creating a Tomb Raider movie to create an MCU-style interconnected universe. True or false?
What the hell?
I know the
I'm
answer.
gonna
to
say
that one.
I'm gonna say false.
It's true,
It's true.
unfortunately.
I mean,
That sounds wild.
That sounds stupid.
Yeah. It does. I mean,
I mean, I
what's the
said
universe?
false. I said false, feeling like it was true because of today's weather. But you know, I really wanted it to be false. I really did.
Is it
It's
like just a
true.
bunch of different Laura Crofts? Like, what do we do?
Dog.
I don't get it.
they should
Matt,
just make a series. And that's it. TV
Matt,
series.
Yeah.
Matt, it gets worse. They haven't confirmed if Laura Croft herself will be the protagonist. They haven't discarded the
Who the
idea
fuck's the
of
protagonist then?
a more diverse Tomb Raider.
Then
with
make
a
Laura
better-
Croft black. I don't know. Just why are you
We-
not having Laura Croft?
We might have a trans Tomb Raider. That's all I'm saying.
As long as her name's Laura Croft, why is Laura Croft not there? What's happening?
Because she's British, man.
How are you gonna make a Laura Tomb Raider without? All right, whatever. That's fine. God bless.
Yep, moving
Lord.
on. Moving on.
All right. Sour blow. PS Plus subscribers will get Destiny Beyond Light.
You see what Asante said?
What happened?
That's what you see what Asante said?
Just pick
Yeah,
the
these
dumb
questions
answer.
are easy. Just pick the dumb answer. The Tomb Raider
Oh
thing.
my
I'm
God.
sorry. I was sure you're gonna get the Tomb Raider thing wrong because even when I read it, I was like, "What? What are they doing in Amazon?"
That sounds like a
MCU
horrible
style
idea.
Universe,
Yeah.
an MCU style interconnected universe with Tomb Raider. It's Tomb Raider. What are you doing? Oh my god. Anyway, sour blow.
It's gonna flop.
It's
Sour blow. Hold on. Let me
go
finish.
ahead.
Here's the statement. PS Plus subscribers will get Destiny Beyond Light, Evil Dead the game, Mafia the definitive edition, and Oli Oli World in February. True or false?
I think it's false because some of them are there, but I don't think all 4 of those are the ones coming to February. So I'll say false.
All right, don't overthink it. Don't overthink it. It is false, but all these games are there. It's just that I said Destiny Beyond Light when it's actually Destiny 2 Beyond
Hey,
Light.
that's how
Oh
you
my
for failure.
God, I
That
wasn't
is how
even
he
thinking
sets you
about
up for
that.
failure. That is how he sets you
Oh
up
my
for
God.
failure.
Sour blow.
That's
Sour blow
silly.
scores a point.
That's
Ugh.
tyrannical.
Sour-
Silly.
That's diabolical.
Look, you really didn't need to say that. You should have just moved on.
Yeah, you know,
Sour blow.
because he
He
was
just
too
like
proud. He was
just to let you
proud
guys know
because-
I was trying to be a piece of shit.
Yeah,
But
that's what he
you
just
got
did.
it right
he just
anyways.
let us know. He
For
was like,
Kojima's sake, I'm not even gonna say for God's sake now. I'm just for Kojima's sake. Can we move on, please?
Oh. Who's Kojima?
Cozy. Subscribers Subscribers in Asian regions will also get Sword Art Online, Alicization, Lycoris, in addition to Beyond Light, Mafia, Evil Dead, and Oli Oli World, resulting in a total of 5 free monthly games in February 2023 for PS Plus subscribers. True or false?
False.
It's true.
What?
Matt
I
likes
thought you said
games.
it wasn't Beyond Light that they were getting.
No, he said that the first question was Destiny Beyond Light when it was actually Destiny 2 Beyond Light.
See, someone's
Oh.
paying attention. Someone's paying attention.
Oh,
Matt likes
well, I'm just
games.
gonna answer false to every question because I'm
Matt-
not really paying attention.
Stop pouting, Cozy. It doesn't look
No,
good.
I really am not.
Matt likes games.
Yeah.
Matt likes games. Nick Offerman from The Last of Us TV show has recently admitted that he hasn't finished playing The Last of Us Part 1 after starting his first playthrough last month. True or false?
That's false.
Correct. Matt's in the lead. Ham Solo. Gallagher is one of Nick Offerman's favorite games. True or false?
True.
Correct. Sour Blow.
Sounds basic, so I just said yeah.
Oh no! Look at you.
My
trashing
tactic is
someone
just
on-
basically saying false
You're-
for
you're
everything
trashing-
one week,
you're
and then
trashing
true
someone.
for everything.
Stop
next week.
trashing someone that's on The Last of Us, Ham. That is, it's not allowed on the show. Sour Blow. There exists a bow in Skyrim that heals enemies. True or false?
In Skyrim.
Matt's
True.
over here dying.
I'm good. I'm all good.
Sour Blow. Did you hear the question?
Yeah, he said true.
All right, that's correct. Cozy. New content
Yeah.
for Monster Hunter Rise will be available on February 8th, 2023. True or false?
False.
Correct. It'll be available February 7th. Matt likes games.
Yep.
3 new monsters will be added to the roster. True or false?
True.
False. 2 new monsters will be added to the roster. Ham Solo. Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak is new endgame content that is free. True or false?
True.
Correct. Damn. Okay, so Sour Blow, Matt likes games, and Ham on 2. Cozy's on 1. Sour Blow. Monster Hunter Rise is out now for PC, PS4, PS5, Switch, Xbox One, and Xbox Series X consoles. True or false?
True.
False. I said
Oh.
Series X.
Oh,
See,
I
see,
knew that
see,
as soon as I heard you say that, I knew it, and I was like, God damn it!
that's what he does. I'm sorry.
All right.
He's a dirtbag.
Oh,
What a
That should've
dirty
been-
ass move.
I'm like those Dark Souls bosses. I give everyone a fair chance. If you don't win, it's about you. It's not me. Cozy. Cozy.
Ready
Shadow
to get ripped
Warrior
off,
3.
Cozy?
Cozy, Shadow Warrior 3 Definitive Edition is coming to PlayStation first and Xbox 6 months later. True or false?
False.
Correct. They're coming at the same time. Matt likes games.
Yep.
Snakefish Games are the developers of Shadow Warrior 3. True or false?
what's the name of them?
Snakefish Games
Snakefish.
are the
False.
developers. Correct. It's Devolver Digital.
Yeah.
Ham Solo. Shadow Warrior 3 Definitive Edition is set to bring Lo Wang to the next generation
Uh-oh.
with new quality and performance mode, bringing the game up to 4K 60 FPS. 4K or 60 FPS. True or false?
False.
True.
Damn it.
Matt
You
is in the
threw
lead.
that
All right,
ore in
final-
there. You threw that ore in there and it kind of roughed everything up. Go to hell.
Ken Sante says, "Get this shady game show host out of here."
Thank you.
See, everyone knows. Everybody
Oh
knows.
my god! All right. So we have an interesting twist starting this week. The winner of the quiz not only gets to win, but also gets to pick who their favorite person is in the comments or in the chat that they want to gift a $10 gift voucher for either PlayStation or Xbox or Nintendo. I don't know if anyone
Oh,
plays Nintendo. Anyways,
Shut up.
last round. Sour Blow's on 2, Cozy's on 2, Matt 3, Ham 3. Sour Blow, this is for the draw. All of these achievements all of these enhancements for Shadow Warrior 3 Definitive Edition arrive as a free upgrade to current owners of Shadow Warrior 3. True or false?
That's true.
Correct. We have a tie. Cozy, the
Yes.
average time needed to complete Shadow Warrior 3 is 15. True or false?
False.
Correct. It is actually 8 hours. Matt likes
that long?
games. Yeah, Matt, this is for the dub. If you get this, it's over. Actually, no. Let's
Well, no,
let's build
Ham.
the tension. Let's build the tension up. Let's go to Ham first.
All right.
Ham
The
Solo.
hell? How'd I get roped into this?
Ham Solo. According to From Software's internal data, the Age of Stars ending is the most popular ending achieved by players on Elden Ring. True or false?
You're a piece of shit, Loke. I don't even know what that means.
Hey man, you finished Elden Ring, so
I don't sit
go.
here and be like, you know what, I'm taking a picture of that achievement name. Gotta remember it.
Right. I don't know. I don't know that shit.
I couldn't even tell you the
Googling
name of my
as
last
we
achievement. I can tell you what game it was in. I can't tell you what it was
Stop
called.
Googling as we speak, bruv. Viper says great interview, Ham.
Thank you, Viper. I'm gonna say I don't even remember the question at this point. But anyways, I'll just
I'll say it again.
no, thank you,
According-
Don't waste your breath because I'm not gonna know what you're talking about the second time either.
He said
so
FCFU.
I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna go with true.
Right. All right, so everyone's stuck on 3. Ham, Matt likes games. This is it. This is for the dub. Are you
Get
ready?
it.
Yep.
Win. I believe in you, liquor of games.
Liquor.
Yeah.
Okay. Matt leaks games.
God.
Wanted.
Spitting some facts. I love it.
All right. Wanted Dead releases on February 14th for PC, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, and Xbox Series X and S consoles. True or false?
I'm just gonna say false.
Oh, it's actually true.
All right.
Well, we have us another draw.
Yeah, up yours, Matt.
As things stands, Matt Ham Solo still doesn't have a win this year. This is so.
Let's
strange for me
go.
to look at.
I'm gonna let you be embarrassed for me, Loke. It's much more funny that way.
Cult Classic Cage, Cozy Beluga, and Matt Likes Games are the only ones that have one win on system.
Oh.
That is
I
why.
won last year. I'm just taking a break. You know what I'm saying? I'm still on vacation.
Ham Solo, you're Tom Brady when he took that 10-year vacation from the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I'll do it.
Sour
Come
Blow.
back and win another.
Before we get into the last point, Sour Blow, please tell people where they can find you, what you're up to, your show, etc., etc. Come on.
Well, you can find me on Twitter, Sourblow18. And you can find me every Wednesday in the Xbox International podcast. I'm together with Crazy Lou, Silent Cipher, and Plume Network. And go out, check us out. We talk gaming in general, even though it's called Xbox International, but we talk about all consoles.
Oh yeah, it's a
Nice.
great
What
show.
time?
Oh, 7 p.m. Eastern.
Okay. Okay. What time is that in
Check it
Africa?
7 p.m.
I would
Eastern. Just count 7 hours forward.
can't count. He's in Texas. You know the education system there.
Whatever.
So
Whatever.
that's like the middle of the night for you, look.
Yeah, I just Googled it. It's about 1 a.m. Good times, good times. All right, so last point. Dre, thanks for coming. Thanks for coming through late, but always on time. All right, last point. I would like to talk about Redfall's always online requirement. Personally, I see this as a continuation of the norm. Anyone that knows anything about me knows that I don't much care for always online games or AOGs. But I also don't pretend that objective truth is not a thing. Redfall has been billed as an online co-op shooter since its announcement. Even if the campaign may be beaten single player, it's only natural that the game would be built to always remain online. Destiny 1, Destiny 2, World of Warcraft, Genshin Impact, Final Fantasy 14, etc. Let's face it, the ship has sailed on offline games, and we lifted the anchor. Look at the amount of concurrent online players these games have. Publishers and game designers know how to count. It's our fault for giving them evidence that we can sustain AOGs for years. I'm not defending Midfall. I'm just explaining why it's foolish to crap on Redfall when it is a product of learned
Disrespectful.
behavior. It is a product of learned behavior instead of a deviation from the norm. Thank you for watching the show. Now go and enjoy some Hi-Fi Rush. Thank you for listening.